everybody. Thank you for tuning into our vlog. I hope you're all doing well and your family is staying safe. My name is Gina Bovin.
And I'm Bill Bernaducci.
From Bovin Wealth Management Group. Today is April 10th, 2020. It's Good Friday. The markets are closed. We thought it would be a good time to check in with you and see where we're at.
Yeah, with the markets closed, it's a good time to take a break or a breath. Review the news from the week.
It was a busy week.
It was, and review the market impact.
Yeah.
So, the recent news that has come across that has really impacted the market is obviously the news on growing closer or getting closer to bending that curve in the corona cases.
Starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. So
Right.
that's the good news.
So, and New York has come out with promising information on them bending the curve, California also. So with each day we're learning more about the virus, we're getting ahead of it, more testing and more progress in getting closer to the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. Unfortunately, we've seen over 16 million unemployment claims.
Unemployment has been at record highs, growing over the last 3 weeks. So we've never seen unemployment at these levels. So that is one of the bad news that came out this week. But right at about the same time as the unemployment news came out,
Moments later.
exactly, there was news that the Fed was announcing its new lending program. And that program is going to be impacting and providing liquidity for businesses across the country, both large to small. Mm-hmm. So that came about in addition to the CARES Act.
Right, and there's also talk of a fourth package.
And that may be an infrastructure bill.
That's
so
right.
We'll see if that comes down the pipeline too. But speaking of politics,
Senator Sanders this week jumped out of the race. So I think that's important because they say the market doesn't like uncertainty, and now we know for certain that Joe Biden will be the Democratic candidate.
yeah, but justifiably so, the market I think was more focused on the pandemic than it was on politics. But it is, a sign of more certainty in the political race to come. So that would provided a little bit more stability into the markets.
So all of these reasons are why the market was up 12% this week.
It was a very, very significant rally this week.
So those who stayed invested reaped the rewards of that.
So now that we're evaluating where we are in the market, where are we in the market?
Well, actually, let's take a look at where we were in February, because on February 19th, we were at the all-time high of the S&P at 33.93. And then only maybe 35 days later, on March 23rd, we reached a recent low. And now let's take a look at where we're at. We are right in the middle. So we are about 18% below the high and about 22% above the recent lows. So that's where we are in the market.
And if you took the high to the low, we're nearly at the median.
Yeah.
You could split the difference, and we're right at where the market is now, and that is essentially a 50% retracement. So we have gained back half of what we had lost in the market. Let's turn to what we had talked about before, which was identifying the bottom. And
Key signals that we were looking at. I think now's a really good time to take a look at your financial plan and your risk tolerance. And let's go back to our playbook, right? Market has priced in a recession already there. Absolutely. We've looked at a huge unemployment claim number, so we are already there.
Going back to the signals about whether or not we have reached a bottom, that's the playbook to identify whether or not this March 23rd was the bottom.
That's right.
So we've already had that key signal that we priced in the recession. The next is negative sentiment. We're already there on that. We're actually maybe moving into some more positive sentiment as we're getting closer to that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, because the market is forward looking. So I think the market is really relying on that light at the end of the tunnel. Policy and stimulus, already there. The government has done a tremendous amount of stimulus, faster and larger than what they did in the Great Recession in 2008.
Fair enough. And the fourth is visibility regarding the recession, the length and severity of the recession. We're almost there.
We are.
One of the big telltale signs is we're seeing more and more and more unemployment numbers. So that is one of the signals that we're obviously watching and making a determination as we go through earnings season about how corporations are going to be impacted by the economic downturn and this self-inflicted shutdown.
Right.
The last is the most important and the most difficult to forecast. The one we are waiting for from epidemiologists, immunologists, and doctors across the country is determining a peak in the COVID-19 cases.
Yeah,
and we are monitoring that every day.
yeah. I think that's really what's going to turn this around. But
so, you know, we haven't identified a bottom yet. It could be the March 23rd date. Fair?
it could be, but you know, let's not forget what we said last time, that bottoming is a process. So we're watching it closely.
And there could be maybe a retest of the low of March 23rd.
Yeah.
Or we could go lower, but a lot of that depends on you know, the future and wading through this uncertainty.
There's always risks in the market, and you know, God forbid something geopolitically could happen while we're trying to recover from COVID-19 and this pandemic. So you know, you just never know, but that's why we say that the market is always long term. You know, we will get through it.
Fair enough. The survival guide.
Yeah.
How do we now, what do we do now? The market has retraced 50%. We're at half of what we had lost from the original downturn.
And so I think you're seeing the benefits of staying invested. Last time we did this video, and we got the most calls on March 23rd, and we've seen a 22% since March 23rd, so hopefully you've recovered most of that. And I think it's time to go back to the basics and take a look at your risk tolerance. Now, if you didn't know about your risk tolerance before the correction, now you do, but it's time to take a gut check.
Right.
Your income needs, your time horizon, your risk tolerance, and really take a long-term view of the market. But
Don't get caught up in the noise of the day-to-day market.
Yeah, and you know, give us a call if you'd like to talk about the market or your portfolio. You know, we're definitely here for you, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and it is important to get a handle on that, of reassessing, taking a moment to look at that risk in your portfolio, see if you're comfortable with that risk, look at your income needs, you know, whether or not, you know, what time horizon you have of when you're going to be needing income from your account, and adjusting the income objective or portfolio allocation. And please feel free to reach out to us to discuss.
Right.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, we wish you a very happy Easter, a happy Passover, and we're thinking about you. We'd love to hear from you. We hope you stay well, stay safe, and we think it's prudent to stay invested. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.